Bonjour et bienvenue à tous dans cet épisode hors série exceptionnel de Speed Game. Mais pour une fois, eh bien, on va pas le faire en français parce qu'on a décidé de faire des petits tests aussi et de le faire en anglais. Donc je suis désolé pour tous nos amis francophones, mais vous aurez une émission sur jeuxvideo.com qui parlera de ce même jeu avec ce même invité. Donc ne vous inquiétez pas. En attendant, eh bien, on va dire bonjour à Znernicus.
Bonjour.
Ah, great. You did speak a little bit of French. That's perfect. But now we're going to move to English because we're going to make a we did try to make something. We hope everything will work well. It has been a really complicated setup. But we are there trying to make a full live commentary of your run of Portal 2. You'll play and we'll see that. We hope that everything will be fine. That's all I can say now. And so, I don't know, first, how are you?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
Just gonna do a run before dinner, pretty much. And
Yeah.
hopefully everyone likes it.
Yeah,
Hopefully I don't make too many mistakes.
Oh, no worries about that. I think, like I said, usually when we are doing this kind of recordings, there is one mistake that you'll do that are not the ones that you do usually. But
Yep.
all the hard part will be done, and that's what matters, I think. Please start, because we have something like 5 minutes in the beginning.
You're right.
Wait.
I should get started. So this is Portal 2, and it's the first game that I really started to speedrun. I have a lot of fun with it, and I've been doing this for about 2 years now, and I've had the record for almost all that time.
So what is your record right now?
My record is 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 28 seconds, and my goal time for an improvement is, right now it's sub 107, so like anything 106 I'll be happy with at the moment.
So, but it's still a lot of work, I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to save a lot of time still, but it is difficult.
So the game is well known and by a lot of the viewers and gamers because it has been really acclaimed by all the critics all over the world. With Portal 2, Valve made a really great game in 2011. Right now you're just not doing anything because you are in the first kind of room that we are just learning how to move in a FPS. Basically, that's nothing else.
Yeah.
Even if it is quite funny, it's well made for once. I would say that's a really great tutorial. You just had to move up, move down, and look at the art.
Yes, look at the art on the wall here.
Look at the art on the wall. That's a really funny joke they're already doing in the game. But there will be several tricks which are really tricky to explain too.
Yeah, this game does have a lot of tricks. Almost every single chamber, I will not be doing the intended puzzle solution. There are some sort of shortcuts in every chamber, pretty much. There's only a few that are completely intended because we couldn't find anything faster.
So here, our favorite character, I would say Whitley.
Yes, Wheatley's great.
Which yeah, he's great for sure. We'll follow him quite all the game, but no worries. We'll tell you the story a little bit. Right now, we just know that we slept for a really long time. The first time you woke up, actually, it was 50 days of sleep, and now we don't know exactly what happened, but it's not 50 days. It's more something like 10 or 15 years, even more. We don't know. The game doesn't tell.
Yeah, the game never says.
No, we don't know. And Whitley is here to actually release you from your sleep. I don't know exactly.
Yeah, he's trying to get us out of here. He's trying to help me escape.
And he's gonna move the room his own way. That's what we can say. So basically, when we still have time, we have still around 2 minutes.
Right.
You will use a special way to move in the game that you call the bunny hopping.
Yes, and I also have like special keybinds that I use for that. Which right here you can see when I'm jumping. I'm using the mouse wheel right now. That has to do with bunny hopping. Basically, I bind mouse wheel to jump so that I can scroll the mouse wheel every time I'm coming down to hit the ground. Because when I'm moving, I want to be jumping all the time. And that's sort of the first thing about bunny hopping is that you definitely want to be jumping all the time. And the other thing is that you want to strafe left and right, as well as look left and right while you're jumping. And this can actually give you a lot of extra speed. It's much faster than walking. I would say on the scale of like about twice as fast as just walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the game is basically using several.
I can sort of try to show a few bunny hops here in the room, but this room is too small to really show
to
it
really
off.
show that you're getting a lot of speed every time you do it.
Yeah, this is walking speed for comparison.
Yeah, it's really. We see that it's already slower to do that than the bunny hop. You'll do it all the time, actually, huh?
Yeah, pretty much all the time. There are a few variations of movement. You can use wall strafing, which is sort of in between walking speed and bunny hop speed, but it's convenient when there's either a low ceiling above my head and I can't jump, or certain sections of wall. It's just convenient. Also, there's another method where you can jump along a wall, and that can actually speed you up quite a bit, but it's only used in a few areas where we have a long stretch of wall.
So the game is made after Portal 2, but it actually set up between... it's after Half-Life 2 too, because it's normally in the same world as Half-Life.
It's speculated, yes. There's no direct...
Yeah, we don't know exactly, but it seems to be... Actually, normally the story tells Half-Life 1, Portal 1, Half-Life 2, Portal 2. Who knows, maybe Half-Life 3, if there is one Half-Life 3 one day, it will be after Portal 2. That's actually what the story tells. And we'll meet a lot of things that we already know, like the portals. You know that you can move from one place to another instantly. Oh, it's not easy to say.
Instantaneously,
Instantaneously, exactly.
It's all right.
My English is not that good. I'm really sorry for all
this. That's a long word anyway.
I'll do my best. But there will be also what I like the name they gave, the thermal discouragement beam, also called lasers. The excursion funnel that we'll see too, and the tractor beam. There will be the hard light bridges. All of these are new, and that will be really useful.
Yes, and there's a glitch with the funnels
game design
as well.
The gameplay of the game. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, the funnels have a glitch to them that we'll see much later in the run, where you can actually get zero gravity.
So this looks like a lot like Portal 1, and this is the first really simple room that you did.
Yeah, that room is just place the cube. Just teaches you how cubes and buttons work, and the next chamber teaches you how the pedestal buttons work, the ones that you press. So these chambers are pretty simple, and they actually are kind of modeled after the first few chambers in Portal 1, but they're given a new look to look like destroyed. I don't know exactly when it is, but we just know that something wrong did happen, because actually it's after Portal 1, so you did kill GLaDOS that was taking care of the Aperture Science Center. Right. That's why she's not talking to us right now. We have the announcer instead. Oh, I've got to listen here for an audio cue, and I'll explain why afterwards.
Oh, yeah, because that is really important, because everyone will think, but why does he stop? He's not getting in the elevator. Is it really a speedrun?
Well, what I'm trying to do is time my entrance so that the end of the speech happens right as I'm about to hit a loading trigger. So basically, I don't lose any time so long as the level is fading out as soon as the speech is over. So I'm just trying to make sure that will always happen.
So you're using the sound to know when you get in?
Yeah, I'm listening to the speech that the announcer is saying, and I enter the elevator on the same word every time, and it makes it work for me. And here's another time I gotta listen. So
okay, so finally you got only the blue one.
Wait, I can't hear.
Sorry?
Yeah, I need you to be quiet so I can listen when that happens.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, all right. So what I did there was jump down at the same time as the announcer was about to start his next line, and Wheatley was also about to start his next line. So it just skips the announcer's line completely.
So we made it. It's okay,
yes.
Even if I talked. Yeah.
Yes, no, because I told you to stop in time.
Yes.
But yeah, there's a lot of the end of chambers. I will have to be listening to the dialogue in the game.
Okay, let me know, and I promise I won't talk at that time. It's just that I don't have the sound of the game on my side right now. So
I see.
It's really, that's why it's a bit hard to know when you need to listen or not. So this is one of the first room you're gonna make a trick, which is quite well known. Oh, is it working?
It worked finally. It took a few tries there.
So you did destroy the cube, and the game considers that it's not really possible to get to make the room if the cube is destroyed, and make you go through.
Yeah, the game thinks that you trapped yourself because you managed to get the cube in the next room, so you don't have enough cubes to solve the puzzle anymore. It's actually possible to get the cube in there, like, without a glitch, but it's much faster to just clip it through the door, and then it triggers the exit to open because...
Is it hard to do, to clip it through the door? Because it took you a few times this
It
right now,
can
but-
be very specific, and also I'm messing this up as well. Okay, so for that chamber, it can be much quicker than that.
What was the...
I was trying to stand in a portal and shoot a new portal and back up through it. So basically, I'm standing in the middle of a portal where there's no ground beneath me, but there is like a ground at the bottom of the portal. It's just very small.
But it's hard to do because also the portals in Portal 2 are kind of repulsive.
Yeah, they push you out when you shoot a
They
new
push
one.
you out all the time, so you need to find a way to stay inside, and which is not easy.
Yeah, you have to like hold back against it or else you'll fall out. And it's pretty funny that they made him repulsive because there's actually... Oh my god, I cannot talk and play at the same time sometimes. It's funny that they made him repulsive because that actually led to another glitch called the reportal, where you can shoot a portal as you're going through a different portal, and it'll give you a burst of speed because of that push.
Yeah, it works really well. You make it a lot later, I think, in the game.
Yeah, later in the run. It's used in a few different spots, always to gain speed or gain height coming out of the floor.
Gain height, I think it's really useful because you can really make some crazy things in the game.
Yeah, there's one chamber that is completely solved with reportals.
Yeah, it's quite impressive. So here you're going above... Oh yeah, maybe not. You're trying to get above it.
I'm trying to get above the ceiling.
Yeah, because like that it won't close the...
It won't close my portal, which is...
Portal 0 and 1.
Yeah, and this allows you to basically skip plugging Wheatley into the wall over here. Since this portal is open right now, I can get him to fall and roll through it and then take him to the other side. And then I'll be able to portal both myself and Wheatley past the wall that you need to plug him into normally.
Yeah, so you're... how much time do you gain with that?
Possibly 10-15 seconds, I think.
Yeah, so...
I haven't really measured it in a long time, because I just know it's faster.
Yeah. But it's a lot of tricks like that which are adding up at the end to make this run possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are a lot of small time savers.
There is a lot of things that really break the game, I would say. But there is a lot of small improvements that you do which are really neat, actually, because it looks like the run is really improved quite a lot already.
Yeah, a lot of improvement for me in this game came from getting better at the movement and implementing just very small time savers that add up over the course of the run. Here's a chamber where it's like all movement related, because there's like not even a puzzle to solve here. You just move through the chamber where GLaDOS is laying on the ground, and then we activate her.
So it's a number of bunny hop that you need to know, or...
Yeah, I try to bunny hop.
Right now.
In a way, I'm trying to like hop as fast through everything that I can.
It's make me think of Mario Kart when you need to dash after a while in a corner. It seems a bit the same. How many bunny hops you can do or not?
Mm-hmm.
So for the story now, we bring back Wheatley, and he's gonna mess up because it's his work nearly, I would say, and start again GLaDOS. That's the main problem.
Yeah, he thinks that we're going to be able to escape via here. He's looking for an escape
just
pod,
want
but...
to escape, but I'm wondering if I'm him, can he survive if he escapes? We can. We are human.
I don't think he doesn't think that far ahead, really.
No, he doesn't think.
Yes.
All I know, he doesn't think.
There's all these levers in the room. He said, "Don't touch any of them," but then he starts to move, and they all flip upwards, and it triggers GLaDOS to come awake.
and full backup. Everything is perfect. Thank you a lot, Whitley. And that's one. Here there is a small glitch that you like to show with this.
Yes. So Valve decided to put a hoop on the ground right here, and it has no purpose, but it is just a piece that's sitting here that you can pick up, and it's quite amusing because if you hold it when the cutscene starts, then it begins floating in midair, and it just floats around during the cutscene. It's pretty fun.
So you're doing it all the time. It's a kind of.
It's like a tradition for my speedruns. I always get this hoop because there's nothing else to do here anyway.
Yeah, a lot of speedrunners have this kind of, I would say, meme inside their run because that's how they deal with the fact that they're gonna play again and again and again the same game. Mm-hmm. So you need to have fun all the time because you will just wait, and this is really annoying.
Yeah, I wish there was something I could do during the beginning of the game. There's not very many interesting things.
It's awful to have to wait 5 minutes. It's make me think of Ocarina of Time, which has something like 4 minutes in the beginning too, of just a big cutscene, which is really awful.
I believe it's something like 3.5.
Yeah, which is long, but you it's even longer for the same kind of.
Yeah, it's even longer for me, and I it's not a cutscene that you can leave during because you have to do things like look up and down and sleep on the bed, jump for Wheatley. So it's not like I can leave for that long. I have to be here for most of it.
So GLaDOS was not happy. She tried to actually. Everybody thought that Wheatley was killed at that time, but he's not.
No, he will be back.
He will be back, no worries, because we like him a lot. And you are going down, way further.
Start at the bottom and go through all the... This test chamber is actually... this is kind of like you're traveling through chamber 19 of Portal 1, but in reverse, which is very interesting. If you remember in Portal 1, the last test chamber drops you off at the incinerator. She tries to kill you. And this is sort of the reverse of that. We start at the incinerator, and then we make our way back up to the beginning of Chamber 19.
So you finally have the full portal, so you can do both portals right now.
Yes, I just got the dual portal device.
And it's gonna be different from now.
I never... You know, it's funny, because I hardly ever think about the fact that, like, now I have 2 portals when I had 1 portal. It changes the puzzles, for sure. Yeah. But since all I'm doing is just following the route, I sort of... I don't treat it as something special most of the time.
How long did you play the game in total? What Steam is telling
me? What Steam is telling me is 1,900 hours.
1,900 hours?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Chapter 2, do you have something special here to say about the chapters? I know that you said that the chapter, so for you, the 3rd chapter is maybe the hardest one?
The 3rd chapter has a section in it, which is basically a few hard tricks back to back. Like every chamber for maybe 4 or 5 in a row can kill the run. So that's usually one of the harder chapters. I would also say chapter 7 and 8 have some run killing tricks.
But chapter 2 is quite safe.
Usually pretty safe. Chapter 2, often I will get trolled by things like this cube. Hopefully it doesn't want to troll me. Alright, that was okay. That cube can be very unpredictable. It either doesn't come through sometimes, or sometimes it falls off the edge and you have to go chasing after it. So chapter 2, usually I have to worry about small time losses more than big time losses.
So you use the redirection cube, the one that can redirect light on the button, which is not normal here.
Well, you're meant to use it on the button, but you're also meant to use it on the laser first, which I skipped by just shooting a portal to the top. This chamber has a cube that I don't use at all, because I use a glitch with the lasers. I switch it from one to the other, and I'm holding up against the exit door at the same time. And what that does is basically, for a moment, the game thinks they're both active at the same time, and just let me through.
That's how the game is made, and it's not really I don't know if it is a glitch or a bug, but the game is made that way that the switch are still on for a few frames, even after the lasers are off.
Right.
And it allows you to actually activate one and then another in a few frames, and it will open the door for something like. You need to be really close to the door, or you have a bit of time.
No, you have to be pressing up against it.
Yeah, you have to be pressing us. Okay, so it's really really close. And this is one of the best tricks, I think, in this part. Yeah, the jump. Oh, you made it on the first
Yeah,
try?
I did not mess that up.
That's nice, because
That
it's
saves,
quite a hard one.
Yeah, and it doesn't even save a lot of time, but all the little time savers matter. It just saves you from waiting for the platform to move back and forth, which is kind of slow.
So if you miss the first time, does it make you earn time or not? You need to make it on the first goal, on the first try?
I just need to not fall in the goo. That's all that's really matters.
Yeah,
there.
that's the worst, of course. If you die, that would be the worst for sure.
No, if I miss it the first time, I can jump back and try again.
I can explain that. So you're taking oh no, don't do that. We'll need it. Okay, so no, we're gonna lose
Okay,
time.
well, we're gonna lose time here.
Solve he's gonna solve it normally, but the problem is the speech again of GLaDOS, which will be longer, because if you usually use the camera on the button, you are triggering one of the speech.
Yeah, normally it would fade out like right now, because the camera was supposed to hit the button and make GLaDOS start talking a lot earlier. So all this time loss is just in the elevator, actually.
Yeah,
I still solved the
at
chamber.
At least it's showing how it is when you're not waiting in the elevator, how long it can get inside the elevator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I'm not losing time when I'm waiting outside the elevator. It all has to do with the speech.
Yep.
All right. Hopefully, I don't make any more silly mistakes until we get to actually something difficult.
Also, when you are in the stairs,
Hmm?
there is a special bunny hopping techniques when you are in the stairs.
When I'm on the stairs, I'm wall strafing. I stop
wall
jumping.
strafing, which is not exactly the same.
No, it's not, because you're not looking around. You're not moving your mouse back and forth. You're just sort of looking into the wall slightly, holding forward and into the wall.
So this room is nearly made the intended way, I would say?
I would say not really. I don't know. I feel like the developers wanted you to figure out that you can use the garbage to activate the button.
That's how the game was made. You know, there were a lot of beta testing on the game and a lot of player testing, and they intended that there would be many solutions to one room.
Yeah.
And if you would be able to make it, sometimes they kept what the people found out, and sometimes they removed it.
Right.
But I think there is still, like this one, I'm really wondering if it was intended or not. I'm not sure.
I think it was. Oh,
Yeah,
this one is not. This is the reportals trick.
Yeah,
So-
that's not normal.
This is difficult. Hopefully I get this. Alright, that was nearly perfect. That was nearly perfect. I missed one. I missed one in the beginning. There was like one that I didn't get a height boost, but that was pretty good.
That was really good. Yeah, we could see that the reportals works really well when it's meant to get higher.
Mm-hmm.
It was really nice. Right now it's going good. I mean, we are at something like 21, 15. It's fine.
Yeah, I could be close to a minute better, but that's if everything was perfect. And actually, I have not been looking at my loading screens, so maybe it's not.
I think
as
because
bad
of
as
the recording and everything, it might be slower than usual.
I'll count the next load and see how long it is. That's actually something we didn't mention yet about this game. A lot of speed games are just timed in real time. You can turn on a timer, start the game, and when you finish the game, that's your time. For games like this on PC with loading screens, it's not that simple because we need to discount the loading screen times. Otherwise, some people could get an unfair advantage by having a faster computer, and we don't want that to happen.
Yeah, that's for sure. So actually, you're replaying the game because the game is recording the inputs. I would say you're making, and then add all the time.
Yeah, I can record my gameplay and time it later without the loading screens.
So everyone is doing that, and it gives the same starting point to everyone.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I know we were sort of talking about that for a while. At the start of this chamber, if you play this game, you might remember that you need to step on that faith plate multiple times in order to get GLaDOS to lower the ceiling and let you continue on with the chamber. there's actually a trick that gets you to skip up to two of her dialogues there, which is the most that you can skip. And I got it, and basically what I did was I crouched on my way up, and I uncrouched on my way down. So I got GLaDOS's head, which is actually hitting the trigger. It like hits the trigger multiple times in one pass, which is not intended. So basically we get to trigger all 3 quotes at once.
That's
so it's actually
a
big time saver.
I've watched a lot your stream, and it's not happening that many times that it's on the first try.
Yeah, that is probably... I messed this trick up. That is usually one of the more difficult tricks for me. So is this one, so hopefully I get it second try here. Oh, no. This is definitely one of the harder tricks in the run. I'm trying to skip using the laser cube completely for a ricochet. Oh, I'm going too early. I have not actually got that much experience with the backup strat here. Okay, I finally made it.
Finally.
You could sort of tell, I guess, by the ways that I failed it in what I was trying to do. I want to catch the cube just after I bang into it there. So the faith plate is meant to redirect you away from the exit there, but if you hold the cube out in front of you and let go of it, then you can collide with it, and if you grab it just after you collide with it, both you and the cube will be sent up to the exit. It's a nice time saver, and that's why we're able to skip the laser cube.
The hard bridge light, so it's made from light from outside? I don't know.
It's a very unrealistic technology, it seems like.
Yeah, and you can even make them go through portals anyway, so...
Yeah. This is a pretty simple chamber, I would say.
Yeah. Is there any really special trick you did here? It's just perfect execution?
Something at the end is not really a glitch or a trick, but it might seem... Hold on, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the quote. It might seem odd that I sort of jumped towards the exit and then didn't make it across that gap and then just went through my portal. What I did there was actually hit the ending speech trigger, which is in midair. So it's the fastest way to hit the speech, which is really what matters. Okay, this next trick is probably the most difficult in the run, so I will be focusing here.
Yeah, go ahead. I won't talk.
Okay.
Yeah, you made it.
We're good. Alright, that door will close in on you.
Really fast.
It will close in really fast. You need to use bunny hopping if you want to have any chance to make it past the door before it closes.
Yeah, amazing, because it's one of the hardest tricks in the game, I think, to be there on time.
Yeah, a lot of people struggle with that when they first start running this game. I mean, I struggled with it when I first started running this game. It took me probably 6 months before I got anywhere really consistent with it.
And it's really a run killer, because if you don't make it, it's something like 50 seconds you're gonna lose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a big time loss.
That's a big time loss. That's what we call a reset glitch. If you don't make it, you will have to reset, and that's not nice, because it's after already 20 seconds, 20 minutes of runs.
Yeah. So we just took care of the turrets there. They're not too dangerous.
Yeah, you don't care. You have a certain amount of I don't know, life, I would say. I don't know. You can.
The game doesn't really keep track of it. Like you can take some shots. Your life is kind of measured by how red your screen gets when you get shot.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
and you regain health very quickly if you take shelter. So it's not like it's easy to die if you stand in front of a turret for a few seconds, but you don't have to worry about your health over an extended period of time in this game.
Okay. You made it. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that was an interesting chamber. It is actually one of the simplest chambers in the game, but it has one little trick to it that you might not realize. When I drop the cube, I actually I'm dropping it, even though it rolls away and the laser gets unaligned again. As soon as I let go, that's when GLaDOS starts her speech. So I'm just caring about her starting the speech as early as possible, so that I can get the ending fade as early as possible. And then I have time to realign the laser while I'm waiting.
But still, it's well made because you drop it exactly where it should be.
So,
This is great.
uh-oh. Kind of missed my portal to the exit there.
Oh,
But
that's okay. It's not that bad.
that is a small mistake, yeah. But on that one, I sort of gained a lot of speed at once. That's because there was a turret behind me. His bullets hit me, and there's considerable knockback in this game. So you actually use it to give yourself a speed boost through the portal and get to the cube very fast. This chamber is pretty boring. There's almost nothing special about it. I have to laser these turrets. It is possible to get past these guys without lasering them, but it is something that when I tried for a segmented run, I would only get it maybe 1 in 100 attempts.
Yeah. That's something we haven't talked about yet. Is that we are doing a single segment run right now, but there is a lot of multi-segmented run too, and of course they are way faster because there is always the, I would say the really hard way to make a room, which is not possible to make in a single segment run, which is something like an hour and 10 minutes. You won't be able to make all the harder tricks there is when there is only one chance on 10, 50, or even 100 to make it, of course.
Right, yeah, I would say there's a lot of tricks in this game that the best players can only get maybe 1 in 20 at the very best for consistency. Yeah. Some of them are on the order of like 1 in 200 attempts.
And you need to be consistent if you want to make it in a single run, and it won't be possible.
I need to pick and choose what I think I can pull off consistently in the run, but that is still, worth the time it saves. And thankfully, a lot of these extremely hard tricks don't save much time, so I can not worry about them too much. If there's a trick that I can't do except for 1 in 50 attempts and it saves 5 seconds, I'm never going to go for that.
We have to wait right now.
Yeah. There's a cool trick here. I'm gonna grab these cubes without blocking them with the light bridge. Actually, I just grabbed the first one, and then the second one falls through because it doesn't have anything to run into anymore. Normally, normally you're supposed to use the bridge and prevent them from hitting each other.
Timing trick. You need to know exactly when to jump and grab.
Right. It's just a timing trick. If I go at the right time and I grab it, then it'll be fine.
So it's just kind of making it's a muscle remembering what you are doing all the time, or.
Yeah, it's pretty much muscle memory for that one.
Yeah. Because you don't have that many. Oh yeah, and here you like to show normally that you can shoot through the doors.
Oh yes, I like to do this. If you line up your crosshair with the very center, you can see right here that I'm not actually shooting the inside of the elevator. There's like 1 pixel that allows you to shoot out into the room behind it.
That's a pity that there is no portal surface somewhere that we could portal to and see if we can get out of bound. Actually, like for people who know runs of Portal 1, for example, there is a lot of out of bound OOB. But on this one, like we talked yesterday, I think we said that there is not really a no-B. There is alternative routes which are not meant to be used for sure, but it's not really out of bound.
Yeah, that's because they just made this game a lot less glitchy than Portal 1. The engine is much more solid. You can't do silly things like clip your head up out of bounds when you go through a portal. Like that's like the main way that you go out of bounds in Portal 1 is like you just put a portal high on the wall and you by going through it clip your head through the ceiling. Like this game has a much better engine. It's not going to be as glitchy.
Really nice room.
Oh yeah, that room does have a skip in it. There's another laser cube that you're meant to use to kill the turrets and give yourself access to the exit. But I just can strafe through the air to make it there.
Yeah, you jumped above all the turrets. They were not. They could not see you.
Yeah, they don't have a chance. This is another use of the laser glitch that we saw much earlier in the run. It gets me through the exit there.
Oh yeah. That's really useful for sure. It's funny because, in the first portals they were using a kind of ball of energy And they decided to change it to lasers because it was easier to use actually and to feel like, you know.
I like the lasers a lot more as testing elements.
The lasers are really better than the energy balls for sure.
Yeah.
Even if the timing of them are really crazy in runs of Portal 1. You need to be on time.
Okay, I've got to be very careful here. This is probably another risky trick that I go for.
You need silence?
Apparently I did, because I failed it. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to be going for this one too many times. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to bother going for it again. I don't want to waste another 30 seconds. And it doesn't save a lot of time. You can just clear that gap. Here's the alternative strategy, which I don't think I got because I wasn't in it. Time. Oh no, it's here when I get it. Yeah. Come on, bridge. Alright, there we go. So, you can make the bridge appear slightly earlier and then get up through the wall. If I was already on the other side of the wall, then I could jump the gap, which is what I tried to do the first time. But it's kind of a tricky jump. Maybe I'll get this one. Alright, I got that one. So, that one, by jumping on the sloped staircase, you can get an extra burst of speed, which allows you to get over the railing like that.
Yeah, because right now Whitley is actually helping you to get back to GLaDOS right now, and you're...
Yeah, Whitley's just helped me escape her chambers, actually.
Yeah, right now. You're not in the testing chamber anymore, and you are going to need to trick GLaDOS by removing the right turrets to make them wrong, to make them broken, and then you need to remove the neurotoxin gas because she likes it a lot. She knows how to kill you really well.
Yeah, we have to disable those, and I think this is probably one of the shortest chapters map-wise, but all the maps. Or not map-wise, like there's only 4 or something chambers really going on here, but they're all kind of long, so it's not that short. I don't know exactly
how they made their chapters, if there were any reason really to put
most of them are just based around the plot. Yeah, it really has to do with the plot advancing. And there's a trick right at the start of this chapter. Let's see if I can get this. That's not the end of the trick. I have to make sure I don't fall off the rail here. Alright, so I made it. What that does is skips Wheatley's cutscene where he, all the lights turn off and then he pulls out his flashlight. So
you need to do it in the dark now.
Yes, well actually I would really need to do it in the dark either way because I'd be bunny hopping faster than he can move.
Yeah.
But yes, now it's completely in the dark. But that saves a lot of time because that cutscene is kind of long.
Because there is a lot of sequence breaking in that game. You are removing so much, but actually there is something like 13,000 lines that has been recorded for the game. So they are talking all the time. That's the funny part also of this run, like the one of Portal 1. They are always talking when you're speedrunning it.
Yeah, you don't. There's no gaps between the speeches.
Yeah, the gaps are too short. So they are always talking. There is always someone telling you, do this, do that. They are always trying to lure you because actually they're never giving you the right advice anyway. So
no, Wheatley doesn't usually give you that much help. No. Yeah.
Even GLaDOS actually, nobody knows exactly what she wants.
Right.
Even when she's, in trouble.
That's another portal.
That's where you're removing the right turrets because there is a kind of there is only one checking system in the whole Aperture Science. We have to know that.
Yeah.
There is one security.
Oops, gotta get my portal over there. Okay. This part of the run, oh my god, I'm getting stuck on things. This part of the run has a luck element to it. It's really the only part of the run that has luck, and my luck worked out pretty well there. You'll see that I got the defective turret as soon as I got here.
The first one.
Yeah, the first one that I got to when I got there. Basically, it was a defective turret. That's a 50-50 chance for every single turret that shows up, whether it's a nice turret or a defective turret.
Yeah, because you need to replace the right one with the defective one, and
Yeah.
the defective one actually has can be the second one, and it will you lose what, something like 6-7 seconds if it is the second one.
Yeah, I would say it's probably close to 5 seconds for every extra turret you have to wait. By the way, this
sure.
this thing here, Wheatley never broke the glass here, but I could put the portals on the other side. That's called a portal bump, and that's a trick that was also in Portal 1.
Yeah, it's when you put a portal next to another one, it can't be on the same spot, so it's bumping. You can't really shoot at it, so it's bumping on the side of it.
Right.
And if there is a wall, it can get through it.
Yeah, the game doesn't realize that you're not supposed to be able to put a portal on the other side of that wall, and it just
Another thing
it
for
just
people
bumps it there.
that don't know exactly how portals work, they are working intensely. I will never be able to say it anyway, but there is no delay when you shoot. There is no bullet if you are going to the wall.
They're instantly placed in this
yeah.
game only. Portal 1, they actually travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's make it really fast to move through really huge areas, like they will be in the next chapters.
Mm-hmm. It did remove a trick, though. Portal 1 has something that they call pico-portaling. Basically, because of that delay time, they're able to shoot a portal and back up through the same color before it lands. And that can make solving certain puzzles easier. But this game doesn't really have that ability. The only way you could do it in this game is through the floor portals.
Yeah.
Which it actually causes a reportal to happen as well. Alright, so here I'm going to try to cut the neurotoxin tubes as fast as I can.
Yeah, in one way.
Alright, that's all 8.
Yeah, great, amazing.
Yeah. Those
That's fast.
yeah, that was actually the fastest cycle that you can get, or that anyone has gotten. So I matched the challenge, the individual level world record right now for this chamber.
Amazing.
It's all on a cycle. It's all on a cycle, so
Yeah.
it's not very difficult to do, but it is nice when I get that, because I know that I couldn't have really done that any faster.
But it's a really neat run for now, I think. It's okay. We can be proud of you. No worries.
Alright. Hey, this chamber too is also TAS level speeds.
Yeah.
No.
Exactly. That's
Right.
You know, I did exactly the same. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, when I played, I was doing exactly the same time. Maybe not because my computer was maybe slower.
No, it shouldn't affect the in-game time anyway.
That's right. It should not affect the in-game time.
Yeah.
Right now, we're so going back to GLaDOS through this kind of I don't know, weird moving
Tube system,
system.
yeah.
I don't know exactly what it is. It's a pneumatic.
They're like
system.
vacuum tubes, I think.
Vacuum tube. Yeah, I don't know exactly what they are, but we are moving to see GLaDOS.
Mm-hmm.
Who think that she can kill us really easily, and that will be, of course, a disappointment for to see that our turrets are not working effectively anymore, and the neurotoxin gas is not there.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll do what we should not do, but that's... Yeah, we are a bit dumb too. I mean, when you're playing the game, you know that you should really not do that, but you don't have any choice.
Do
That's
which
funny
thing?
because
Put Wheatley in the...
put Whitley
Yeah.
charge, which is a really bad idea. Anyway, this is a really funny thing about the game too. That's the first game, Portal 1 actually, that the Valve made with jokes and kind of a comedy game, and they wanted to keep it in the second one, and I think they even made one of the funniest game I've played actually, because
Yeah, this game is very funny.
perfect. Yeah, it's really funny game. The subject is not that easy. I mean, it's a kind of you're just a test subject. You're just doing. Yeah, you see the turrets which are defective.
Yeah. They all blow up.
And break the glass to free you. But that's a really interesting part, I think, of the game, that they made it a comedy, and it could have been really dramatic. They didn't fall in that I don't know exactly if it is bad or not, but they tried to make it fun, and it's really nice.
I think they did a great job.
They did a great job too.
The characters are really good. I mean, two of the funniest people in the game are probably Wheatley and Cave Johnson, who we'll meet when we get to the other section of the game.
All of the voice actors who made the lines are actually they implemented their own jokes inside the game. You know, at Valve they are. I don't know exactly how to say, but everyone is free to propose some ideas. And I think it worked well in the game too, because Wheatley, for example, it seems that the actor who made Wheatley really did a lot to make the character the way he's in the game.
Yeah, I heard that when they were doing voiceovers for Wheatley, he sort of made up a lot of small things in the script. And he's a comedian, Stephen Merchant.
Yeah.
So
they're all comedians.
I mean, he's like a professional. He does stand-up.
Yeah. The others too are professional.
Oh, wait, they are? I didn't know there were other, like, actual comedians doing voice work in this game.
Usually they are called voice comedian, but most of them are actually comedian. Don't tell that to them. They won't like it. They are comedians. Anyway, now, so you did just trigger the how do they call it? The
stalemate button over there.
Yeah, but it needs to be pressed by a human.
Yes, yeah, it's the... Well, you're the stalemate associate pressing the stalemate button. That's the terminology, I think. Alright, so Wheatley's in charge now. He's gonna help me escape. I'm gonna get in the elevator, or so he thinks.
There will be a great trick that we can start to explain right now.
Yeah, he wants me to get in the elevator. I'm going to get on top of the elevator instead.
And it will... I don't know, it's something like 1, 2, 3 minutes you're gonna gain with that?
It's about 2 minutes.
Yeah, because it will cut a lot of... because Wheatley likes to talk a lot.
Wheatley does like to talk all the time. And we are actually going to kind of skip part of the plot here. So, yeah.
You know that a lot of people struggle to get on the top of the elevator, but for you it seems so easy now.
Not good runners. Good runners don't struggle to get on top. I don't know. Like, if you're starting to learn the game, you might think, oh, I don't know when to go on, but once you test it for a little while, and it's not a difficult trick.
So one of the best parts also of the game, when we are falling down the Aperture Science complex with the potatoes, and because we don't see it, but he killed GLaDOS and put it on a potato. I don't know why exactly. It's a kind of joke for him. It's a joke that follows the game.
Yeah, this is just one of the funny things in the game is that GLaDOS is a potato for the second half of the entire game. And I don't know. There's just something funny about seeing GLaDOS, who used to be this big kind of boss-like robot in control of the facility, and now she's reduced to a potato battery. As Wheatley puts it, a toy for children. So, well, he puts it that way. He says that in the cutscene we just skipped.
Yeah, and it's great because she's not changing that much. It's still sarcastic. It's still really ironic and everything. And she's the same, but on a potato. And she has no power, but she's not changing at all. She's still the same bitch.
Yeah.
And but we need her to help us get back.
Yeah, she's the only one who really knows how to have proper control of the facility. Wheatley doesn't know what he's doing, and we'll see that later.
Yeah. So you have a Znernicus on your gun.
I do, actually.
Change the texture.
Yeah, someone made this portal gun skin for me a long time ago. I think his name on Twitch was Masterlink. He was one of the earliest viewers I got when I started streaming on Twitch TV, and he offered to make a portal gun skin for me, so I thought that was really nice.
And here we are at the bottom. The bottom of Aperture Science. And it's funny because we're also going back through time nearly. It has a story actually that I discovered. The game was made to be first a prequel to Portal 1. And they kept this part as the kind of prequel. Normally you should have played when Cave Johnson was in charge of the center. And then discovered how GLaDOS made it and became this kind of supercomputer that rule all of Aperture Science. But after a while, actually, there were nothing. Another thing, the portal were not invented yet, so you were not playing with portals.
Yeah,
Portal.
people didn't like the idea of Portal 2 not having portals, so they wanted to change it.
It's to me too, you know, it's called Portals and there will be no portals inside it.
Yeah, that's kind of
that
bad.
Makes no sense. I'm sorry, guys, but really it makes no sense.
They had to change their design halfway through to put portals back in the game.
It was only for 5 months. But so the mechanisms that should be inside it, it was called F-tops, and nobody knows exactly what it is because they said they kept it for... They keep it, actually, because it's not realistic.
I really hope that they make another game with the element they were thinking of putting in.
Yeah, because I'm sure they had many ideas that they didn't put in the game and they could make another one. Even if at Valve they even said that they won't make any... Normally they will not make another FPS, a single-player FPS. And they're really focusing on multiplayer FPS right now, like they did for Left 4 Dead. Yeah, that's the thing right now.
That's okay, I guess.
I mean, Portal 2 is so perfect. I'm wondering if they could do better on Portal 3. That's my question.
Yeah.
If they can make a game which has the same gap as they were between Portal 1 and Portal 2.
That would be really hard to do. That would be hard to pull off.
I agree with that. And I'm ready to wait 10 more years if it's gonna happen.
If you know this chamber, you know this chamber, there is a room that I didn't go to where we meet Cave Johnson, and he introduces himself. Now he just starts talking to us now.
Yeah.
It's like, this is the first time we've ever heard this guy. Who is this? This is Cave Johnson. We skipped the introduction room by portaling under the elevator there. So he used to be the owner of Aperture Science back in the 50s, 60s.
Yeah.
Or basically, he was the founder.
Yeah, but when the Aperture Science lost his prestige, I would say, and money too, he went into some drugs, the moon dust. So I look it up. It's a really weird drug that was actually removed from. Actually, just I don't know if it is removed.
He got contaminated by the same substance that they used to make conversion gel.
Yeah, actually, which is probably not great.
Yeah, and he ended up getting sick and dying, and then GLaDOS took over after he died. That's sort of the story of Aperture Science.
And we are gonna meet the new gameplay device, I would say. It's a really hard trick, even if it doesn't look so. To jump higher, it's a really, really hard trick that you did explain to me yesterday, which is really crazy.
I'm sort of having trouble with this one. Bounce, please. Alright.
So
I wanted to grab that right away. You don't even have to use the walls there if you can jump far enough, but I just barely didn't jump far enough.
But there were the first tricks to get high enough with these two portals that you're falling a little bit higher than usual, using the blue one to get an extra boost, an extra fall, actually.
Yeah, you have to fall through the blue portal, and so by the time you're hitting the gel, it gives you a higher bounce than you would normally get if you just walked out of the portal.
And this is new, actually. That's funny that
it is one of the newer. It is one of the latest tricks that people found. There are only a few newer strategies, and whoa, that lag spike was pretty intense. Okay. Anyways, continuing with the run. This chamber has a very easy skip right there. I'm portaling into sort of the middle of this chamber. It skips the ground floor section. I don't really know why I didn't do this right. Hold on a second while I try to recover my mistake here, because I was talking and I probably shouldn't have been talking during that. Alright. Yeah.
No worries. Okay, yeah. That's good.
That chamber is supposed to involve a lot more use of the repulsion gel on the ground floor to get yourself up, but they just left a section open and you can portal into one of the higher parts of the chamber right away. So, was that intended? I don't know, but it's definitely like, it seems almost too easy to do. Yeah.
I would say good guy Valves, because even if they know all the tricks and they know the runs and they know that there is problems, they keep it inside the game, because you know that a lot of games, when they know that there is a glitch that speedrunners are using, even if 99.999% of the players won't experiment it, they're removing it, and I really don't like that, because it makes gamers and runners especially go back to some previous version of the game to keep the glitch on. And Valve, they don't remove the glitch at all. They just make it more stable, but the glitch are there. They're keeping the glitch for everyone to play. Okay, so that's really amazing what's going on right now. You've been really fast. Going.
I feel like. Okay.
Okay, and you had
Breaking
the cube.
Glass. And fling it up to the exit. So, like, almost everything in that chamber was not intended.
No. Sorry, you need to explain what's just happened.
Yeah. Just waiting for the quote. First part, I used the gel to land myself on a speaker where I can view a portal surface later in the chamber, so skips part of it. Then I can peek around the corner to shoot up to the next section. And the last part with the box, there's a glitch where you place a portal underneath. If you go through and crouch at the right time, it sort of pushes your hitbox into the glass box, and it breaks it right away without using the repulsion gel, as you're meant to do. The lag is kind of making this part difficult. I'll try to deal with it here. There's another trick here. GLaDOS is sitting up in that control room over there. She's the potato just sitting up there. She's actually in a bird's nest. You're supposed to sort of rescue her here, but I don't feel like picking up GLaDOS. We're just gonna head on over to the exit. And nope, you don't get to come back up with us because it's too slow to take
Sorry, GLaDOS, you'll stay here.
Sorry.
But the game doesn't think that you should do that, so it's gonna put GLaDOS on your gun anyway.
Yeah.
That's kind of logical. Yeah, it's funny because
here she is.
Yeah,
on
there
the
she
portal
is.
gun.
I'll go with you anyway.
Yeah. Oh, that was a quick shot.
That's a really nice shot. Oh,
Yes.
really fast shot too.
Yeah, that was faster than usual, I would say. I only have like one. I'm not getting this one though. Of course, the hard shot I get quickly, the easy shot I don't. Alright. What I did there was I was moving the blue portal up to the ceiling as I was falling into my blue portal, so that I could keep the orange one that I shot at the start across from the exit, and then fall into it so I can make that gap.
Yeah, the games that actually made the first use of the repulsive gel and all the gels actually in the game, whereas tag the Tower of Paint.
Oh yeah.
And they implemented, they saw the game at Valve, and they said, okay, come on, we take the whole team and you'll be working with us from now. And they decided, actually it was not first for Portals, they didn't know it will be used in Portal.
No.
Oh, too short.
I don't like this trick. This is one of the more inconsistent tricks in the run. I try to spam jump when I hit the ramp, and it can give me a really big burst of speed sometimes. And that'll let me reach the exit right away. But it's kind of inconsistent. That should work. Well, it should if it didn't push me out of bounds.
Which is really hard. I'm going to explain it a little bit. So you're crouching and jumping while you are running on this orange gel, which is going to make you to go really fast. And then you have to jump on the blue one, but you need to make it on a special timing. The problem is you are going way too fast, and you need to stop on this structure, but it's a bit round, and sometimes you just bounce out because you are too fast and not exactly on the right angle on it. Yeah,
and that crazy thing where I can go out of bounds there, the wall up there is not solid everywhere, so if you get really unlucky, the same trajectory that will normally work can send you out of bounds, and then you have to die to respawn and do it again. So that is one of the unluckiest things that can happen right there.
Yeah, but actually, that's the one you mess up also in your world record, no?
I did. That is actually the same place that my record has the biggest mistake in that run. is that I died twice there.
And yeah, it's something like nearly 40 seconds, I would say.
It's closer to 30.
Yeah,
It's like
still, it's really
like
long.
28, I think.
You would be under 107.
Yes, I would be like at 107 if not for that mistake. So it shouldn't be too difficult, I hope, for me to get that new time under 107.
No, you just need to do everything perfectly. That's all. That's all it gets. It's hard. It needs a lot, and a lot of tries to make it.
All right, I like this next chamber. This is the chamber where everyone likes to spread the goo around all over the place. But I'm only going to use a few portals, place it right where I want it, and re-portal my way up to the platform here, skipping what most people would spend a lot of time there, painting the gel everywhere, figuring out how to get up there, but you just use a re-portal and it's right up there.
That's really nice to watch. That's funny too, because this white gel first was not meant to be a portal gel.
What was it meant to be?
It was a gravitational gel, and you could actually walk on it.
I thought that was a purple gel, or it's like
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think it was a white one, even the purple. Actually, they did remove it because people were getting motion sick.
Yeah, it was like, that's too confusing for this game.
Yeah, it's
so they removed
confusing.
It.
So please don't change also the gravity, please.
Yeah. All right. There's another big trick coming up here. There's a room off to the side in this chamber that has all 3 gel colors, and there's basically just a puzzle that we are supposed to solve. But I'm going to try to do some tricky air strafing here and get around this this level of the floor. Around the fence, over. Okay.
Great.
So there we go. And that actually skips quite a lot.
Yeah, that skips a lot for sure, and it was really, really hard to do.
I have to really make sure that I'm doing my strafing properly when I do that trick. Trying to get up top here. If I jump far enough here, I can just reach the button. There we go.
Good. You like to show the paradoxes?
Yeah, well, no, it's not my choice. Actually, that's a look trigger. You have to look at that in order to advance the speech.
You have to look at it. Okay.
You'll lose a few seconds if you don't look at it for GLaDOS.
Okay. And there will be one of the best trick of the run too coming.
Yes, I think this trick is one of the more funny tricks in the run. Probably the most funny trick. So these gels are these pipes are supposed to be carrying the gel through them. And this one on the side is for repulsion gel, which is bouncy. So the pipe is bouncy too, which is pretty great. Like, I don't really know why Valve decided they would go to the trouble of making the outside of the tube bouncy. That doesn't really seem like it makes a lot of sense to me, but hey, I guess if that's the gel physics or whatever they decided to do there.
That's how does it work? Well, it works really well, even through the pipes. So we talked about that yesterday, and actually I was thinking you were jumping, but you told me you're not jumping at all. You're just
I'm not. I'm not using the jump button. It's just bouncing me up every time I touch it. Every time I touch it, it bounces me a little higher.
So it's about to get the right angle to get inside it, and then it will just...
Yeah, I'm careful about the angle I take as I'm approaching it so that I don't bounce out from between the pipes, because that can happen. They're round surfaces, so if you're not like right in the middle, you're going to get bounced out to the side, and that'll ruin the trick.
Whitley is trying to make us room for now. That's one of the funny parts of the game too.
Yeah, this part is really funny. We're not going to stick around for the paradox cutscene though. Hopefully we don't fail this trick. Nice. You probably didn't even see what happened, but I threw the cube up to my right. I was throwing it towards the button that's in the center of the room, and as it's flying towards the button, I'm running as fast as I can to that exit door. As soon as it lands, I get let through. You might think, well, okay, that's just a small optimization, right? Well, no. If you're not right up against the exit when that lands, Wheatley will block off the exit and talk to you for a while about the paradoxes and stuff. It's just part of the story. So that's like a 50-second time loss if I don't pull that off.
Okay, so you must make it.
I really want to get that trick every time, if I can.
And after an hour of game, when it is a reset, it's not that easy. If you only miss that.
Yeah, that would be one of the most devastating tricks to miss in a run that's going very well.
You have to wait here?
There's a dialogue skip right there. There's some interesting dialogue things that come on between GLaDOS and Wheatley when they're talking at the same time. If Wheatley has a new line that he's about to begin and you trigger GLaDOS' speech just as he's about to start his line, it'll skip his line. It's almost, it's kind of similar to what I did in the very beginning of the run when I was using Wheatley to cut off the announcer's lines.
Okay.
Yeah.
And here, the excursion
all right, that was
which are going to make one of the best, or maybe the best glitch of the game.
I don't use the glitch in that room because it doesn't save time, but
here
I will be using.
It's nearly the tutorial. Actually, that's how the game is made. It's usually a really simple, straightforward room where you just need to learn how it works. Of the funnels are going to work.
You learn how the funnel works, and the next chamber is sort of combined with something else. I'm gonna try. This is actually the newest strategy. No, I didn't get it. All right, we're just gonna do it. No, never mind. Sorry for killing the hype there. There is a new thing that people realized you can. People realized you can crouch fly off of that one, which is the glitch with the funnels that I'll be using a lot. You can fly upwards, and it saves a few seconds compared to just riding the funnel up.
So you need to explain what is the crouch flying.
Yes, I know. I'm doing it in the next chamber, so we'll see in a moment. This crouch flying trick is a glitch that was found on the first day of release for Portal 2, and they decided not to patch it, which is very nice for us. Basically, you crouch when you're completely still in a funnel, and then the game, I guess, doesn't really record the change in gravity properly when you leave the funnel. I'm not really sure why it happens, but you basically are able to leave the funnel and there's still no gravity. So you can just hover everywhere.
And that will be great because, of course, when you can do that, you can nearly go anywhere you want. But there is some things that you can't do. You can change your height. Right.
Your height is completely determined by...
And so you need to be quite precise to when you're doing it because you know that you won't be able to change your height unless you jump. But if you jump, you will stop the glitch too.
Not right here, because I stood up before I left the funnel, so I'm like in a standing crouch fly. So that means that when I jump, I don't lose the fly. And I also am not going to lose the fly during this chamber transition.
Which is great.
The game doesn't check. It doesn't set your gravity back to normal between chambers when you're playing. So for this next one, I'm gonna make sure I don't jump in the first room, otherwise I'll be stuck against the ceiling, and then use it right here to just sort of hover across this gap, and that skips almost every step of that puzzle. The only similarity.
There's no puzzle anymore.
There's no puzzle anymore. The only thing I do is funnel myself.
To get a little bit higher, that's all.
Yeah. It completely destroys the puzzle.
Poor Wheatley. Wheatley Laboratories.
Yeah. This next chamber is probably one of my favorites in this chapter. Oh, I'm a little late to... Actually, I'm going to play it safe here. Because I was late to the faith plate, and I didn't want to miss the cube. I still got the throw, though.
Perfect shot.
If I did that a little bit faster, I could have grabbed the cube in midair as it was still coming over to me.
Yeah, so it's the one cycle less?
It's not a cycle, it's just... like, what I did this time was I waited for the cube to come into the funnel and basically get stopped from moving sideways. If I time it properly, I can get myself to start falling and then look up and grab the cube as it's coming across above my head. and grab it and then fall through to the exit. It's a really cool strategy.
Yeah, because we forgot to tell you also that Whitley,
of
course, is in charge, but he's breaking up everything, and there is I don't know, there is a problem with the energy core or something like that, and he's melting it, so we need to stop him.
Oh yeah, there's blue screens. There's literally blue screens all over when we get to the elevators. That should be a sign of warning for us that something's wrong with the facility right now.
It's for the people who ask, but why are you going to kill Whitley? I mean, he's nice, he's doing his work. No, not really. He's really incompetent. Really, he's not.
And we have to stop him or else the facility's going to explode. It's the only thing you can do.
Which is not nice for us.
Alright, here's another time where you can crouch fly and just break the game.
Okay, we can see it really clearly that it takes what, something like 2 to 3 seconds to start. You need to fully crouch to start it.
You have to crouch and then be completely still before moving out of the funnel. Or you can also uncrouch and then move out of the funnel, depending on whether you want to be able to jump or not.
All of these rooms, because you're not doing only one of them the way they are intended to.
Yeah, there's no intended solutions in this chapter, I'm pretty sure. Okay, that's a scary trick.
Yeah, that's
and we got it. Alright. That was a reportal out of the wall.
That's a really hard one too.
Yeah, I gotta make sure I time that reportal just right, or else I'm not going to get any boost to speed. And if I don't get a boost to speed, there's a bottomless pit that I fall into. So that's no good.
Yeah. And this last jump was really crazy too, on the funnel.
Oh yeah, I try to jump out as far as I can. That way, like when you're riding in the funnel, you're kind of going slower. So the farthest I can jump into the funnel is the better.
Yeah. But if you miss the funnel, you just fall down.
Yeah, well, I don't miss the funnel then.
yeah, don't miss the funnel. Yeah, of course. That's insane.
Another funnel, another fly. Except we do have to get the cube first because the funnel is activated via the button. So we wouldn't be able to use it unless we get the cube. So we sort of have to do part of the intended solution, but then we can skip the rest of it and just go over here.
It's normally one of the longest rooms here. Some of the longest room, and it's getting made in something like 10 to 15 seconds. So no, it's not the same as usual.
Yeah.
Which is great. That's why we like speedrunning it, because you are making kind of emergent gameplay inside the game. It's a new game for you. You're not playing the classic way.
It's playing the game in a whole new way.
Yeah, that's why you can spend 1,900 hours on it.
Yeah, and there's a lot to practice and get better at. And I love games like this that have very technical movement, because it's the kind of thing that you can sort of improve on over a long period of time. You can always get just a tiny bit faster with enough practice. Bunny hopping is one of the hardest things to really perfect. No one technically perfects it, because it's just very fluid based.
Is there a diploma you can get after a while? You are a master in bunny hopping.
No, you just get better at the game.
No, you should
master
make a
bunny
diploma
hopper.
after a while. Master of bunny hopping.
All right, here we go.
I think
so.
You could do it.
So we just had a crouch fly there, and we're heading into the last chapter. We have the crouch fly.
The last chapter is really broken.
This chapter is probably... It's a great finish to the run. I think it's a great finish to the run.
That's what I like in the run itself too. It follows the game. It's getting crazier and crazier till the end. Mm-hmm. And the best tricks, we keep them for the end.
Yeah, so we're going to just fly on out of here. This wall is not solid because it's supposed to open up for you when you hit the faith plate. So Some people like to think that I'm like going out of bounds here. I don't really consider this out of bounds because normally you get flung through this area, this general area. You're just a lot lower, and you're in a funnel that spawns, and you're riding in this really long funnel. So that's really why this saves time, is that don't have to ride through the long funnel anymore. And as a result of doing this route, we never see the last Chapter 9 title appear. Chapter 9 is called the part where he kills you, but now it's just the part where we fly past everything.
Yeah, and he's not trying to kill you at all, because you're already behind it.
Alright, this is a really cool routing. Whoever found, I think Isolatic found this? I'm not sure, but he was one of the first people to help me route this section of the game where you are flying through. It's really cool because some of these walkways are sort of broken off at the end, and they decided to have it curve downward at the end of it. And when you're underneath it, you can use that as a way to boost yourself back down. Since we kind of mentioned this briefly earlier, but when I'm flying, I can't control my up or down movement at all, only my horizontal movement. So I need to bump my head against things, or I need to jump off the ground if I want to change my height, things like that. Right here, I'm going to try to line myself just at the right height of this staircase, and hopefully I'm at the right height where this staircase will knock my head down. I wasn't. Alright, there's a backup strat for that.
Because you need to get under the...
I need myself to move down here. I want to get down to this walkway here. Get through that door.
Okay.
If I was at the right height, then that would have gotten me there much quicker. But thankfully, there's a few backup strats if you mess it up. And they're not too bad. And then here is pretty neat. There's a whole ton of turrets over there, and they will kill you very fast if they're shooting you. Turrets have what is pretty much called a sleep mode, I guess. They sort of say they're deactivating if they don't see you for a few seconds. And I take advantage of that. I get them to all see me, and then I hide behind the pillar. Wait.
It's more kind of a recovery they have. When they see you, they will get into a recovery mode if they don't see you for a while, and they'll need a kind of reboot to be able to see you again, and you're using the time in between to get through.
Yeah, there's probably about 3 or 4 seconds where they can't shoot you when you do that.
Which is great.
Yeah.
So you'll be flying nearly till the end of the game?
Just a little bit while longer, but we are almost at the end of the game, actually.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking you, because it seems that you're going to fly really a lot.
Yeah, this is this long funnel here. You're meant to ride along this, and look at this. Look how much faster we can go than the funnel. So I'd be sitting in that the whole way, but instead I get to fly to the very edge of it and then use it to cancel my fly.
What speed do you keep actually when you're getting out of the funnel? It's like if you're walking?
Speed in the funnel?
No, when you're out of the funnel with the crush flying.
It depends on how well you do the air strafing, because that's really...
that's what's... Because when you get your speed, it won't move. You can't accelerate or not.
You can accelerate by doing the same thing I do when I bunny hop. That's why you notice when I'm flying, I'm still like doing this look left and right stuff. I'm still using left and right strafe to gain speed while I'm flying.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like bunny hopping in midair.
Faster than so here we are at the final battle, because Whitley knows that we are really well organized. He don't want to die, so he made a really perfect plan. We can't do anything. There is no way that we can portal here.
Nope, nothing with portal services right here.
But he's really funny, and I'll talk about that later. But here you'll have to put 2 cores. 3.
There are 3 rounds of this fight. You have to throw a bomb at him, grab a core, and put it on, and then repeat that process 3 times. But I can actually cycle his bombs and use the first set of bombs to hit him the second time a little bit earlier than you would normally be able to.
So it's not that long. It's really short actually for a boss.
The whole chamber is like 4 minutes, but most of that is just him talking. So, the actual amount of I haven't actually thought about this. Like, how long does the actual fight part take? I don't know.
I think it's around 2 minutes.
Alright, here we go. I'm gonna try to get the bombs to cycle here.
Oh,
So they're coming out of one portal, falling into the other one.
That's really.
If they stay in that loop, I can use them to hit him for the second core. And it saves about 5 seconds.
You just need to move the blue portals, for example, and then it will directly hit him. No, the orange one. Yeah. You don't need to wait for him to shoot to you again, actually.
Yeah, normally he would start shooting bombs again after a few seconds, but we don't have to wait for that. And there I just time when I bounce to try to grab the second core and bounce all the way to Wheatley, which I did pretty much as best as I can there. So this fight is going very well right now.
Really well. It's a really good run, I have to say.
I mean, I personally know how much better it could be, so I don't view it as that good right now.
But when you are playing live, it's never... Don't expect any world record when it is live like that. You need to talk and explain everything.
Oh, I didn't land in it. Alright, that's okay. This is a bouncy gel right here.
Yeah, it's a few seconds more.
Few seconds.
It will be...
That's still a lot faster than waiting for the pipe here to break. Normally this thing breaks and then there's like an orange runway and you're meant to use that to get up there. But they didn't realize, like, see these high up portal surfaces, you can use these to give yourself a lot of height. Enough height to grab the core much earlier than normal. So that's not even... That's just sort of smart use of flings.
It's not really a reportal.
It's not a reportal. It's not a glitch in any way. It's just smart use of portals. And I love glitches like that where... or not glitches, sorry. I love routes like that are just clever uses of the game mechanic. It's like we didn't even need to glitch the game to save time. We just play it smart. Oh, you may have noticed that my portal was on the ground there when the gel wiped away. That's just a bug that happens if you shoot in the right place. Alright, so time is going to stop as soon as this portal fires right now.
Okay. So
on my timer, 1:19:09, that's why I got my real timer.
Which is...
If I were to estimate, that is probably around 1 hour 10 minutes in game. I just a rough estimate because I know my loads are usually around 9 minutes. Sorry, I can't really like give an accurate measure of what this time is, but yeah.
No worries, you know, it's about showing the tricks and the run itself. It's a really neat run you made. There were no big fails. We knew that there would be some fails because it's impossible to make it without in these kind of conditions.
Yeah.
And it was already really nice, and I'm sure that all the people who did watch who didn't know the run itself were amazed about your skills and what happened in the game itself. No worries.
Yeah, I'm not really too worried.
No,
it was fun. It's a lot of fun to run this game.
Yeah, it's
no
really
matter, like, even when
that.
the run isn't going too well, it's just fun to go through and do the whole run again.
So sometime when you're on your Twitch, you like to finish the game even if you know that you won't be able to beat your record?
Yeah, because if you're resetting all the time, that gets boring. So
yeah,
it can get frustrating too. Sometimes you just have to do a full run again. Not everybody does this. I know a lot of speedrunners that don't like to play out the game when they're behind. But there's really two reasons I do it. The one is to prevent resetting too much and getting tired at the beginning of the game, and the other one is because I need to practice stuff late in the run. This game, it doesn't really get easier as you get to the end. If anything, it gets harder in the second half, I think. So by doing full runs, I get a lot of practice at the late game.
Yeah, because if you're not ready to what's gonna happen, because you haven't been there for a while, because you always died before getting there, you won't be ready for what's going on.
Yeah, you need to be ready when you finally get a good start going.
Yeah.
You need to be ready to play the rest of the game well.
But when it is on a so long run, I can understand it's hard also to get back to the end all the time, because you know that it won't be enough to beat your world record, but still you're gonna do it because you don't want to
I don't even consider this a long run. I would say it's medium length in comparison to a lot of speedruns. And in comparison to the other runs that I've done. So, I run a few other games besides Portal 2.
Yeah.
And the longest is DK64 101%.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
How long is
That's
it?
a 6.5 hour. It's like 6.5 hours.
6.5 hours.
Yes.
It's really long. I think it's maybe hard. It's another way to play because it's about also stamina. And
Yeah, it tires me out to do one of those runs.
yeah, I can understand that.
It's probably like I would almost consider that the most challenging run I've ever started the speed run because of its length, and also because there's a lot of tricks and a lot of inconsistencies in the game. Yeah. Things like random enemies will get in your way and
because
stuff like
usually
that.
Games which are that long are RPG game or even Zelda game if you're doing a 100% runs too, which are
I would say it's sort of similar to a Zelda game. It's like an adventure game where you collect bananas and stuff because you're playing as Donkey Kong and all the other Kongs. So it's kind of if you know the Banjo-Kazooie games, I would say it's similar to the Banjo-Kazooie games.
That's a rare game too.
It is a rare game, yeah.
There is many trivias, I would say, which are funny here because you know that you shoot at the moon at the end to kill Whitley actually, and it was first thought that it was a kind of I don't know, jokes they wanted to make in the game that you could see the moon in the game when you are doing the classic rooms, and if you shoot at it, you would die instantly because of the vacuum of the space. And they removed it because they thought it would not be so funny to make if people shoot at the moon when they are outside. So they kept it for the end, which is a really good idea, I think.
Yeah.
And we saw that there were a fat turrets thingy, and actually they remove a part of the part of the story, it seems, where you could meet a big turrets like that, which was who was I don't know, the king of the turrets or something like that, the boss of the turrets.
We see in some of the pictures on the screens at the beginning and the end of chambers, there's some chambers where they show like large turrets and people are like bowing down to the giant turret.
So that's it. Actually, you could you would get married to a turret at that time in the story.
Oh my god!
And you would have got a turret with you all the time then, and you could play with the turret with you. You would have carried the turrets with you. That would be the idea of the gameplay, and they didn't keep it at the end.
Well, they made the Franken cubes, which are the turret, half cube.
Yeah.
Which I think those are really nice.
They're really nice.
They're kind of cute in a weird way, you know. Like there's little cubes that they make noises and they look like animals almost, you know.
Yeah. So we are really sorry. We'd like to sing, of course, here, but because of the delay through Skype, we won't be able to do it.
Oh yeah, this is a good song. Though. I like the song, and I like Portal 1's ending song as well.
Yeah, like everyone, I think that's, and it's even made to be sing because anyway there is this kind of karaoke way to sing it.
Yeah, it's like a vocal feature type of song.
I'm wondering that I think everyone who did finish the game did at least try once to sing it with Ellen Macmillan.
Yeah.
But thank you very much.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's really nice to be able to make these kind of videos because I think it's great to show all these tricks and everything. Even in English, it is a first for me. So I hope that everyone will enjoy it. It's hard to make it when it's not your natural language. I hope that everyone will be okay with that. We'll try. If you liked it, if there is English viewers on this video, and if you want me to make some others, I'll be able to make some. If you're ready for that, I can do a bit of the same. Try to contact some speedrunners on some games and try to see if they're okay to make the same runs. I don't know if it will be lives or not. I hope it could be lives. It's a bit it's a complicated setup we did right now to make this one possible. But if it is available another time, I'll try it again. Let me know in the comments of the video if you want to see more runs like that, and I'll be glad to present it to you with someone. That's great. Thank you again, Znernicus.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It was good.
See ya.
See ya.